Hello and welcome to this game review. In this one, Black played basically a perfect game, so there's not much to learn from. But of course, it's good to look at games that we have won because it gives us confidence and boosts our morale. So Black played d6 on move 1. It's probably not the best move. We should in general fight for the center, c5 or e5, or something like the Caro-Kann with c6 and d5. But d6 allows white to take the whole center with d4, and white is slightly better, but okay. Here black started developing pieces. b5 took some space on the queen side. White is for some reason not taking the center, so this makes black's strategy okay. Bishop e7, and here probably the only slight mistake of the game, d5. This allows white to take the center with e5, kicking away this knight from f6 and creating decent attacking chances on the king side. Instead, probably castles was better, and for example here, the typical idea is a6 to protect the pawn on b5, and then play c5, and try to trap this bishop, or to take and get some kind of Sicilian structure. But after d5, e5, now black goes knight e4, and the white has a couple of ideas here, one of them being knight e2 to not allow the trade, then put the pawn on c3, and slowly play f3 when this knight will not have very many squares to go to. Instead, castles happened, now black doubles the pawns, and this position is actually more or less winning long term for black, because white is basically a bishop down, as this bishop is looking at the pawn on d5 and can never go anywhere, and black can just keep the pawn on b5 and white will never be able to develop this bishop. Meanwhile, black could play on the other side of the board. And so this more or less happens, but maybe knight e7 should have been played, or a5, but this is fine, a4, a5. And here white opens up the queen side somewhat, but still this doesn't really help. After a4, this bishop will just be dead for the rest of the game, not to mention this rook is also in a little bit of trouble. So white plays c4, and here black simply takes the pawn, and the bishop has not really been solved. So black now has a 3-on-1 majority on the queen side, which means potentially we will have two connected passed pawns on the a and b file. So this is what happened. The rook is also in trouble. Black continues pushing, develops some pieces, and after the development is finished, black has two connected passed pawns, so white can try some counterplay, and he does. But after this, knight b4, the queens are exchanged, and in an endgame these pawns become even stronger, so the rest of the game was quite simple. Black just exchanged some pieces, the pawns got rolling, and black didn't even play a2, which should be good enough, but somehow black found the most precise move, which was rook c8. So this just shows that black is already very good at chess, so there's not really much to take away from this game. So here black queened the pawn and etc. The rest of the game is not very interesting. So in general, and also black was playing all of the moves in exactly 10 seconds basically. So in general, I would suggest using more time in our games, thinking through more than one candidate move, as it's very rare that we can play such games, so usually this shouldn't really happen, but I guess black played a very good game here. So in general, very well played, and there's not too much to learn from. In general, we should probably analyze losses more than wins, because the losses will show us what we can improve upon.